Hey, welcome back to Mobility Project. Rocking the new CrossFit Team Endurance shirt. You ain't got what we got. Here's what we're thinking about tonight. Wearing the shirt, feeling like I need to go for a run because I love running. Ultra marathon, over 100 kilos right here. I know. The face of endurance athletics. You don't think about it. In that end of that stride, when I'm at toe off or end of transition, I'm about to come through into initial swing, that leg needs to be internally rotated into a closed pack position. We'll see this pattern if I'm missing this internal rotation in extension, which is the tight position of the hip capsule, then that leg breaks. It's one of the reasons our athletes jerk and land with that flat foot. They can't internally rotate. It creates stability, which sets the pelvis off to become soft, internally rotated. If I can't consummate that corner, then what ends up happening is I end up swinging around and have to do some compensation on the other end. So what we've noticed is that we need to work decidedly on inter-rotation and extension in our runners. This is a big deal. So a lot of ways to think about that, but what's interesting is that when we drive the comparison for the shoulder, we look at inter-rotation and extension, the same analogy ends up that this anterior delt, forward part of the shoulder, also combined with inter-rotation of the capsule. I see the same pattern. Anterior delt is short, all the structures in the front of the shoulder, and then missing inter-rotation. If I clean that up, man, I get a lot back. We've experimented with that recently. The second thing is if I unglue this mass, this TFL glute-med mass, I see a lot better internal rotation to extension. So here's what we're thinking tonight. I want you guys to toy with this. I've got my favorite tool. This is the soft one. What I'm going to do is start by trying to keep the leg really straight, and I'm just going to try to peel apart those tissues. So use your ball, use your peanut. But the key here is that the other day we worked on flexion in these positions in glutes. Today we're working on extension, and I want you to try to internally rotate. So I start with my foot pointing towards the ground, and I'm going to finish with my foot pointed up. Again, the idea is to try to bias those tissues into the positions where I'm going to see them. I'm in a little bit of extension, and I'm going to roll back. I'm just going to tack those tissues down, roll past as I simultaneously try to spin my foot up to the sky. That's pulling that tissue past that femur. That's homework number one. See if you can spend a minute or so on that and see how much that improves. God, it just opens you up and gives you movement options. Second piece, tack that capsule. If you want to do it in the opposite order, that's fine. I'm going to have this hooked right into the gooey. That pulls me into extension. Belly tight, don't overextend, let it drop. But then I want to work on the internal rotation position. Take your handy skull bell, kick your foot to the other side, bring that knee in, and then same position, but now you're like, oh, that is where I'm tight. That's so weird. Belly tight, contract, relax, hang out. You may contract, relax in here. It may respond. If not, it's more likely capsular. You can oscillate back and forth in this. Keep the belly tight. Time under tension is the key. That's what we're thinking about today. Those two big moves. See if that doesn't make a difference. See if that doesn't change your 400-meter time. See you guys tomorrow.